been about a week since he's had the collar on. He yelps pretty good, and it's about time to suit up. Suited up. This is Cow Dog, and we have 3 other dogs in here. We're suited up. This is little Miss Hildy, and we have Sammy, the car chaser. The car chaser, Sammy. Yet Mommy refuses. She is lying. She is lying. He loves chasing cars, especially mail cars. And he's not allowed to have one yet, but we're going to see if we can fix that. From experience, he's going to chase cars. All right. So wife's gone. Took kid to grandma's. We got this one extra collar that she will not allow on one of the dogs. It's going on there today. But before we do that, I'm going to go ahead and make sure it's on the right setting, and I'm going to kind of walk around and make sure that it's acting right. I don't want to just put it on him and have it going off 3 feet away from the system. Like if you guys will remember when we initially set this up, I said, well, we'll start with the lowest, see what that is. No, you got to crank this thing up. At the lowest setting, we were able to get maybe, what was it, 13 inches away? Anyway, rock and roll time. And Hildy back on this porch saying, let me in, let me in, let me in. Now these are dogs that don't ever want to come inside until they get this system. Hey buddy, he's still a sweetie, he's a pup. Sammy, did you get zapped yet? Probably not. We're not going in. We're all gonna hang out. We're all gonna learn this together. There's an area we can go in. We can obviously crap in the neighbor's yard, so we're still good on that. And this one over here is the reason for the season, because he tried to murder the neighbor dog. And now look, they tore up the couch. Oh buddy, who's guilty? We've got these other dogs outside. They're scared to leave the porch, but they know the pier is safe as well. And look, they're out here having fun, and we're trying to let them learn where they can go have fun and where they cannot pass. But you're not going inside, baby. You've left me too many turd nuggets over the past few days. We've all been outside hanging out for hours, and boom, what do we have here? What do we have here? Crap by the door. We left them outside for hours so that they could go to the bathroom. No, again, crap in the house. This has been going on daily. And not only the poop that we saw, but bam, something I have not seen the dogs do. That is pee on the floor inside. Why my wife keeps her clothes to where they fall off of her clothes thing is another story. But this is pee inside. They're going to be staying out for a while. Well, he had been out of zone once before, free roaming like he's normally used to. We set the flags up and I walked him and I went to beeping. I would like for him to be able to go a little further. We might try to fix that, but I'll tell you, when it went to beeping this time, he looked at me like, oh shit. And we ran back in zone. So we're hopefully going to maintain that, but I was leash training him, you know, around the yard. Let him know where he can go, where he can't. And this is a dog that's a year old and has never known confinement his entire life other than when the door's shut. All right, so we hid the lock washers in the first one. I thought we'd just check this collar that's been on a dog for a little bit. Was able to move that a little, and that one seems pretty tight. This one did seem to loosen up some. Maybe I didn't put it on tight enough in the first place, but maybe they were serious. Hey, tighten this thing up, you know, every week or so. And here we have the other one. We put the lock washers on. This one's been, you know, in use for, I don't know, maybe close to 3 weeks to a month now. See how that works. That's pretty tight. Pretty tight. And I'd still probably check it every now and again, but I feel safe that we have a good electrical connection here. One thing I do like about this is they can at least still come and sit out with us on the pier here. I really wanted that. Right in the room behind the open sign is where we have the unit. Alright, so here we are. We've had these collars in use for a few weeks now. Got the dogs right here behind me. I want to see, can we see them? Here we are, doggy doggies. Sniffing. Anyways, so I thought we'd go over some final thoughts, review, etc. So, do the collars work? Yeah, I mean, for what they're for, I would say they work. They keep the dogs in a containment area. Uh, some of the negative stuff, like I said, my dogs are scared to go outside. They've been going to the bathroom in the house now, something that they just never did before. You know, of course, after they're potty trained. Um, some of the things, additional thoughts, I guess. So, you know, the other places sell these collars, same idea. That is, you know, we're going to give a shot for correction, and you know, you'll have a clicker. So why not actually implement that in this collar? I mean, at the price point, why not it only be, you know, a beep, 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 zap for when you're going out of the containment area, but also for, like, let's say barking, stuff like that, that, you know, the user, me, the owner, you know, the pet handler can initiate. So at the price point, we should totally have that. I got buddies saying, man, they got these things that you bought, these containment systems at, you know, Walmart for $60. I'm telling you, I'm $700 in on this. Jeez. I know another good friend of mine said the best thing he got for his dog, it was a zap collar, but it had a clicker. You can push it, and you can either make it just make the clicking sound, or you can make it make the clicking sound and zap them. He said that's the most well-trained dog there is. And I've seen it. I've actually been over there and seen it. So why not include something like that? The batteries not being rechargeable kind of sucks. From what I can tell, these are still working, but hell, we're, you know, a month in, so I don't know. Maybe they just want to make money on the comeback. They say, how's a drug dealer make his money on the comeback? You know, there ain't no money in the cure, money in the comeback. So there's that. Um, well, so what are the results? Two of the dogs have to keep the collars on. One of them is the reason that we got the collars, because he went next door and got in a big fight with the neighbor dog. So I mean, they wanted me to put him down. So I'm not gonna put him down. He's a pretty sweet dog, but I couldn't let him go over there. The other one, he's the kid. Um, he's taken, I guess, the best to it in an understanding type of way. He's not scared to go outside. I guess maybe it's a dogs being younger type of thing. The old cow dog. Um, so would I do it again if I have all starting over with all the knowledge I had right now? What would I do? For the level of product, I'd probably go cheaper. I'd probably find something cheaper that they give you an area. You know, it's a radius. You know, barring any interference in your signal, a circular area that you can go in. Why not put in directional antennas? So like I said, my yard's long and skinny. Why not some directional antennas so that I can point them in different ways and manually and dynamically even change my containment area? That's what I would have done. Just, you know, guy, software engineer with a history in electronics, that's what I would have done. Why not add in a remote option where I can also, you know, zap them when they go to barking, or when they go to, you know, doing something they're not supposed to do, so that I can add correction on top of that? Why not add that? For $700 right now, I think my $700 would have been better spent just buying fencing material and starting a fence. I've done the numbers to get fence and fence this whole place in. I mean, doing it myself, not paying somebody. Paying somebody astronomical. We're looking at $2,000-$3,000 easy, easy to fence this place in. And we just put 700 in the wireless fence option, and the dogs don't get but maybe half the property to roam in, and the older ones are scared to go outside and going to the bathroom in the house every day, and obviously had some kind of, you know, trauma over the whole situation. Even on these it's not like we're turning this thing up and zapping the crap out of them. You know, for their documentation, we're at very low levels. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep it implemented with old Killer, just that way that he doesn't have to get put down. God forbid something else happen with the neighbors. And keep it on Little Dog, and 2 of the collars are going in the shouldn't have bought it column, and you'll just write it off as a loss. So no big deal. So final thoughts. If I was you, and you're a person sitting down saying, I'm thinking about buying the wireless pet containment system from PetSafe, I would say, okay, well, what are you using it for? Are you in a neighborhood? Think of what you're using it for. If it makes sense for you, go for it all the way. For me, it didn't make sense for a few reasons. One, my property's too large. 2, I don't live in a circle. I'm not in a circle property. 3, most of my dogs are older, and they're not as acclimated or accustomed to change. So they say it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. That's true. So yeah, it'll work. I would go with a fence. Just fence the place in. Yeah, sorry, PetSafe. Yes, your product does work. I see room for improvement in multiple areas, from the rechargeable batteries to the being able to have directional antennas to having another remote where you can control the zapping, turn it on and off. I think it's a pain in the ass how you have to open a button and press it to change the levels, and I haven't opened it up yet and checked out what kind of microcontrollers you're using. I don't know what sort of firmware you have in there. I think you could have done a better job. Maybe you're just buying this off of, sorry y'all, it's cold out. Maybe you're just buying this off someone and licensing it. I don't know. Yeah, that's my 2 cents. Take it for what it is.